Okay, everybody, tab 5, we're going to do some more sample exercises. And this is our shift logbook right here. And as you can see, we have the time, the incident, and the processing time, the en route time, and on-scene time that is listed. So we're going to use all these numbers to calculate what the questions are. So the first question is, what's the sum number of rescue calls run during the shift? So we go into the answer area where we're going to want the answer to appear. We left click it, brings a box up. We go to a function key right here, and we're going to count again. So we're going to count if, and that's the condition. We're counting if it's a rescue call. So we highlight count if, we select OK, and we then look at the range. The range is under incident type, so we highlight the first value under incident, slide the mouse down to the last value in the range, and release it. Our criteria is rescue. So we're going to come into the criteria and type in rescue. And then we're going to click OK. And you can see 6. So what was the number of rescue calls run during the shift? We ran 6 rescues. The second question is, what's the average 911 processing time for rescue calls? So we're going to use a different function this time. We're going to use what's called the average if. So highlight the box where we want the answer to appear, go to the function key, and look for average if, and as you can see, it's right here. Now, if you don't find it in your dialog box, type it in right here and select go, and it will give it to you. So we're averaging if. So we highlight that, select it. The range again are rescue calls. So we left click where our first value is, slide it down to the end of the number in the range, and this again is under incidents, and release the mouse. The criteria, just like before, is rescue. The range, we're looking for processing times, which is this area here. So we go down to the average range. We go to processing time. We left click it and hold it. We slide our mouse down to the last number in the range and release it. Come back over to the dialog box and we click OK. So we know the average 911 processing time was 2.36667. All right, the next question is, what's the average response time on scene for rescue calls? So we're going to work this column here this time. So again, we highlight the box. We select the function key. We're looking for average if, which is already highlighted. We select OK. The range, again, is the instant type, so we slide down to the last value in the range and release it. The criteria is rescue. And the range this time is on scene, so we go to the on scene box, left click, slide it down, release it, come to the dialog box, press OK. And it tells us our average response time on scene on rescue calls was 2.433333. The next question is, develop a bar chart depicting 911 processing times during the shift. Okay, so we're going to be using processing times right here. So we don't need to worry about the answer here. We just need to highlight our data set. So we're going to come over to the instant type, the processing time, and highlight these 2 columns. We want to go to insert, go to bar chart, which our charts are here, remember. That's a simple bar chart. Select OK, and just simply select a bar chart, and then click. And there's my simple bar chart right here. It shows my call processing time and what it was. I can slide this down out of the way like I did before, because our next question is going to be develop a pie chart depicting 911 processing times. All right, so we're going to come back over to the data set again. We're going to highlight incident and 911 processing times, release the mouse key, come over to insert. This time it's a pie chart, select that. Simple pie chart's fine. And there is our answer. There is our simple pie chart for the calls we ran during the shift. And simply slide that down out of the way so you can still see your data. That is how you use the COUNTIF function and the average if function and the sum function. So again, I encourage all of you to try all these various Excel formulas, because you're going to find it's going to make life much easier for you if you're working with data.